I've been scammed recently on eBay, not once, but twice. If you are a luxury lover who enjoys the pre-loved market and also is selling some of your luxury that you no longer use, you aren't going to want to miss this video. Hey everyone, my name is Steph. It has finally happened. I have been scammed on eBay for two designer bags, not just one, two designer bags. I really don't know how I could have avoided this situation, so I want to share the entire process with you. I now have a resolution from eBay, so I'm going to be sharing that as well. And I've definitely learned some lessons which I'm going to be sharing with you, as well as some tips, some things that I've put in place whenever I am selling pre-loved luxury. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you my conclusion after this whole scenario, where I actually think the best place to sell pre-loved luxury is, the only route that I think I'm now going to use to sell any of my expensive designer goods. This story starts in January 2022. Back in January, I did a video, like a decluttering video, and I said I was going to be selling quite a few of my designer bags. Prior to that video going out, I kind of knew a few that I was selling anyway, so I listed them for sale on my eBay account. One of them was a Saint Laurent Cassandre tote bag in red with gold hardware. A lot of you have commented on that bag actually. If you've watched any of my other videos, sometimes I've had it in the background. I honestly get so many people ask me about that bag, but I decided to sell it because I have a new red bag. The other one was my Givenchy Antigona Mini, and this one had like silver studs on it, so it was quite a unique looking bag. So an email came through. I had sold both of these bags to the same buyer. The payment was sent in full, so I had the money via eBay. It takes like a day to come through now. If anyone doesn't know this, I don't know if this is worldwide, but here in the UK, eBay no longer work with PayPal. So before, you had to pay with PayPal if you were buying anything or selling on eBay. Now, eBay handle all the payments, and I'm gonna be sharing why I think this is actually a really good thing. But yeah, the payment came through eBay, and yeah, it all hit my bank account, and I sent it off as I would any designer expensive piece. However, looking back, this was a red flag. Out of all my years of selling luxury, I have never had someone purchase two items, I don't think, from me, who I've literally never spoken to before, just buys them out of the blue. Now, one thing that I always do before I sell anything, especially if it's through eBay and I've never spoken to the person before, like they haven't contacted me to ask for any pictures or have additional questions, I always message them first. If it's an expensive item, I would just drop them a message and say, hi, like, thanks for buying the item from me. I generally don't accept returns because I'm not a business seller. Would you like any more pictures? Can I answer any questions for you? Would you like a video of the bag? How can I help? And is the bag for yourself? When you get a response back from a buyer, you can generally tell if they are slightly, I don't know, up to something. But this particular buyer who bought two of my bags messaged me back and said they were for her. She really liked them. She checked my feedback. She did request a few extra pictures once I'd said, would you like some more? I sent them across and she said, the bags look absolutely perfect, amazing. Please send them to me. I would really like them next day. So can you get them to me for this date? And I said, yeah, I can send them tomorrow and they will be with you like the following day after that. And she seemed completely happy, and so was I. Now, when I'm sending anything expensive, some top tips here. This is what I've learned like over the years. I will make sure I've got like a good solid box for the bag. I will put everything like dust bag, all the documents together with the bags, and I will then get my phone out and film me putting the bags in the box. I literally film like the serial code to say this is the bag that I am sending. This helps, if there's any kind of dispute between the person saying I didn't get what was promised. Film all around the bag and the condition of the bag, where everything is, like if I put the documents inside of the bag. This has actually helped me in the past when someone says, where is this? Like, where is the keys or the lock to the bag? I can't find them. And then because I filmed it all, I actually know where I put that thing. So I've actually been able to help people who couldn't find items, like little bits that go with the bags. I then messaged the buyer a few days later once I knew that she had received both of the bags and said, you know, are you happy with everything? If you are, please will you leave me feedback, positive feedback if you are happy. She said absolutely. She literally sent me a message saying, I love these 2 bags. She left me positive feedback on my eBay account for one of the bags but not the other one, and she just said, you know, great seller basically. And I thought that was the end of it, but I was very wrong. 2 months later, I got the dreaded email from eBay. You've got a dispute, we're putting your funds on hold. This came through for the first bag that this woman bought, and I literally, you know, when you have that sinking feeling in your stomach, I was then just waiting for the next email to come through for the other bag as well. I was like, there's no way she's just going to do this on one. And lo and behold, a few hours later, another one came through. You've got a dispute, your funds are being put on hold. This happened on a Friday afternoon, and it's pretty safe to say I was then in panic mode. Like, not only have I been scammed once, but twice now. She's literally got 2 bags, 2 disputes open with me. But she has confirmed everything. So at this point, I am on loads of forums. I'm asking you guys over on my Instagram, has anyone else gone through this? And I had a few people's support here, but I think every case is quite unique. I had done everything that I needed to. This is like one of the most key points. If you are selling on eBay, they have seller protection. They have like rules put in place. So for example, you have to have tracking, it needs to be signed for. I messaged the seller to ask what was going on, you know, why have you opened this dispute? And I received nothing back. After trawling lots of forums and websites looking for advice, I started to collect evidence. I knew her name and her address, obviously, from posting the bags. So then I just started to screenshot the feedback she left me on eBay. I screenshotted the message that she sent me on eBay to say that she'd received both the bags and that she liked them. So I'm actually really glad that when she received them, I messaged her and got her to respond to me, because I don't know if she would have done that otherwise. I don't think she would have just contacted me to say, I've got both of the bags, I'm really happy with them. So I was gathering all this information, and my options at this point were, once a dispute is open, you can upload one piece of evidence to eBay, and it's basically tracking evidence to say that the bags that I sold to her arrived. I took a screenshot of the tracking information, the signature and the name of the receiver, and sent that to eBay for both of the bags. I was then basically in a state of limbo. You might be wondering why the buyer raised this dispute, because there are so many different ways to raise a dispute. Sometimes it's just saying the item's not authentic, and then sometimes you get sent fake ones back. Things like the condition isn't as described. What had happened in my case with these 2 bags is that the woman, I believe, who purchased these bags went to her bank. Okay, this is like the new thing. I hear about this quite a lot now. This is like the most common scam when it comes to luxury items on eBay. You go to your bank and say, I don't recognize that transaction. She did that for both transactions on eBay. And then subsequently, the bank takes the money off eBay, who take the money off you. And it's up to you kind of to prove that you sent the item as described. So I've sent my evidence off, and I am in a total limbo. Like, there is nothing more that I can do. I don't know this woman's the bank that she uses. So in terms of like the dispute being raised, eBay have all those details. I have none of them, and I've only been able to submit one piece of evidence to eBay. Like, is that going to be enough? Both of these bags were totaling around £1,200. Just the fact that she did this on 2 bags, not one, just the audacity of that is just ridiculous. It blows my mind. Then I got an email from eBay a few days later. They said that the bank had ruled in the buyer's favour instead of mine. I genuinely don't know a whole lot about the banking system and fraud, but it does feel It does feel too easy for people to be able to call their banks up, say, I don't recognize that transaction, and then just get the whole transaction like refunded, sent back to them. At the end of the day, a bank's priority is their customer, so the buyer. So when they can, they will go in their favor. Now, again, I don't have a whole lot of details about this. It could be that the person who purchased from me stole someone's card and then it was fraudulent and the bank was right to take the money back. Or it could just be a standard chargeback from a bank where the bank don't really care and they are more than happy to opt in their customer's favor to keep their customer safe. Now, I've got some quite strong views on this because as a seller, in this scenario, I had done everything correctly, and it just feels like a bank can turn around and say, yep, like we believe the buyer, you didn't send the item or whatever it is, and just refund them. So how is it that out of this entire scenario, you are siding with the buyer? Like I said, I don't know all the details because I haven't been involved. eBay have dealt with all of this. All I did was send off my tracking information. But thankfully, eBay seller protection came through. They sent me an email saying that the institution has sided with the buyer. However, you are fully protected. We will not be taking the money from you. Just to give people an idea, so if this used to happen and PayPal was involved, PayPal would take the money from your bank account. PayPal and eBay were two separate entities, and their communication, I believe, from what I've heard, pretty tragic. So I'm really happy that eBay are managing payments themselves now because eBay can see the feedback, they can see our messages, you know, they've got access to a wealth of information that when PayPal was involved, it kind of jarred that whole situation. You were trying to ring PayPal, you were trying to ring eBay, you were trying to get them to talk to each other, and then the bank as well. I can imagine it would have been a total nightmare. The fact that eBay now manage the payments completely, I think has made this whole process a lot easier. One of the things that actually concerned me the most when I got these emails through saying a dispute had been raised was how much time and energy am I going to have to dedicate to trying to get my money back with what should be a simple transaction. I can honestly say, with eBay, I literally uploaded the tracking information. I did nothing else. I contacted no one. I just left it with eBay. A few days later, I didn't have to wait weeks. I think it was like 4 or 5 days later, I got a response saying like, we aren't going to be taking the money from you. You are protected through eBay. So in terms of that, aside from the worry and thinking about all these things and all the research, it didn't actually take as much time as I thought. I didn't have to spend hours on the phone to a bank or to PayPal or to eBay. Like, it just got sorted. And I am so grateful to eBay for dealing with that and also recognizing that as a seller, I did nothing wrong and for protecting me. Now, this raises for me a really important question. I love designer bags and expensive things. Stuff like this, I know, puts a lot of people off buying, selling. I have come to a conclusion on where I am going to be selling from now on my luxury goods. That is on eBay. It has not put me off. In fact, if anything, this has shown me that so long as I follow all the seller protection stuff that eBay has in place, that my account is in good standing. I'll pop a link down below. It might be different in different countries, so do read it if you do decide to sell anything expensive. But I'm really confident actually that maybe in the past with PayPal, eBay maybe hasn't been the best place to sell. A lot of people have been nervous about this. Personally, I've not really had any trouble apart from this situation, and eBay really came through. The way that this woman got her money back as well is called a chargeback through her bank. And this concerns me because sometimes I sell through my Instagram account, only to amazing followers though. I have had absolutely no issues there. But if you take, a lot of people say, I'm only going to take like a direct debit bank transfer. No PayPal involved because you can raise disputes, etc. Like, everyone's like, that is the gold standard. I'm sending a direct debit. I actually think, after seeing how easy this entire process was for this woman to scam me and do a chargeback through her bank, and it is really easy to do, by the way, guys. I don't advise anyone does this. I'm really hoping no scammers are watching this. But how easy it is to do that. And then I was thinking, wait a minute, what if I'd have sold this bag and I didn't do it through eBay and I took a direct transfer to my bank account? My bank would then be reversing that charge. I would then have to fight with my bank / their bank to get my money back. But because I sold on eBay, eBay have done that hard work for me. And even though the bank decided to side with the seller, I have literally heard about people having like months and months and months. Please do share below, by the way, any of your stories. I would love to hear them. People going through like months and months and months of hour-long, like trying to get through to banks, speaking to different people, trying to get their money back. And I know it's definitely put some people off for life. They will probably never sell luxury items again. I actually think for me, eBay makes the most sense, and I think I'm probably only going to be selling on eBay. And to conclude, my top tips if you are selling any pre-loved luxury expensive designer items. Number one, I'd probably sell through eBay. Just make sure you are legible for their seller protection scheme. The next tip is to never scrimp and scrape on your postage. I never do. Always send it. I generally like to use, here in the UK, Royal Mail, special delivery guaranteed by 1 p.m. Signed for, fully insured, make sure the box is fully secure, and also make sure you film it as you are posting the item. The next tip, and this is a really important one, I always review on eBay the buyer's account, so the feedback. Now, if they are a buyer of something and they've caused an issue for a seller, this gets a bit complicated, but the seller, so me, in this situation, I cannot leave the buyer negative feedback, because eBay say, well, they paid for the item, so what, you can't leave negative feedback. So what I do is, even if you see someone with loads of positive feedback, read the feedback, look out for things in all capitals, because you will get sellers who will leave feedback that is negative, but they're only allowed to leave positive feedback. I think this, I get it in one sense. I left this woman positive feedback. I don't think I can remove it. If I do, I'll have to contact eBay. That's going to take time. And yeah, I would love to leave her negative feedback, but as a seller, I can't leave a buyer bad feedback. I think eBay need to sort this situation out soon. But yeah, sometimes people, like sellers, will leave feedback and they'll put like, sellers beware, this person tried to scam me. So I will generally scroll through, not all if they've got loads, but like a few of the first pages, even if it's all positive, and just see what people are saying about that particular buyer or seller. The next tip is one that I mentioned, always message the buyer. If I'm not comfortable with a buyer's response, as maybe as judgmental as this seems, I won't sell my items to that person. If they don't have enough feedback on their account and it's a Chanel bag worth thousands, I won't sell to them unless I have spoken to them and I'm happy that they are legit. They give me maybe additional information about themselves. I think that's your right as a seller to be able to message a person and just say, would you like extra pictures? Like, do you want this bag for yourself? I see you don't have much feedback. I always message my buyers. And speaking from experience with this situation, message them as well, the buyer, once they have received the item, if you can see that it's been signed for, and just ask if they've got any issues with the bag. Again, if they respond like my buyer did, I then had additional evidence to say that she had received both of the bags and that she loved them. Like I said at the start of the video, if you are a luxury lover and you sometimes like to sell pieces from your collection that you no longer use, I hope that this video has been useful. Bank chargebacks seem to be the thing now, and yeah, like I said, I'm going to be selling through eBay. If you've had an experience, I would love to hear about it. Please comment down below. When this all started kicking off, it was actually really reassuring to chat to other people. A lot of people said gather as much evidence as you can. And I feel like by sharing stories like this that have actually happened and what the outcome has been, that can either help put people at ease if they are selling on platforms like eBay, but also make them aware of what types of scams are out there. Make sure you don't go anywhere, because coming up next, I will link my latest video release here for you. And over here, I'm decluttering my entire designer bag collection of 32 bags. I'm picking 10 that must go and 10 that are definitely staying. Enjoy.